my boys! Oh! Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, I am going to be listing, how many is that? My laptop's here, I'm not just schizophrenic looking off into the distance. 25. Now maybe we should actually split this into two videos. Okay, so the first 10 will be in this video. Hang on. 10 plus 10 is not 25. Okay, the first 12 will be on this video, and the second 13 will be on the next video. Okay, these aren't in order of how much I like them, these are just in a massive list of all the ones I really enjoyed. So I've been watching anime for a very long time, and this means I have a very eclectic taste. Well, I like supernatural anime like the best, but I like very many. I like very many. They're old, some of them are old, some of them are new. A lot of them have been popular before, but like now they've kind of died off, the hype's gone. I feel as if I just need to thrust them back into the thrust. Not a word you want to say on the internet. Solider was the first anime that I actually ever watched. It's about an academy where they teach children how to transform themselves into weapons and be used by other children named Meisters. So basically they're training these Meisters to combat these things called Kishins. And Kishins are like humans who have been corrupted by like cannibalism and other really light fun things like that. Number 2 is called Shikabane Hime. Shikabane Hime is a Japanese word, so don't expect me to get that right. It translates roughly, I think, roughly or maybe exactly to Corpse Princess in English. Corpse Princess is about a cult called the Kugon sect who go around hunting down creatures called Shikabane with the help of Shikabane Hime. Shikabane Hime are corpse princesses, are girls who have been brought back to life by priests from the cult of the Kugon sect, and they use the life force of their partners. Now partners have to make like a soul bond, and so once a soul bond has been like cut off, they start decomposing, and it's really gross and it's really cool, so you should probably go watch it. Number 3 is called Future Diary. Now if you've never heard of this, it's fucked. It's probably one of the darkest animes that I've ever seen. It's about a battle royale where this guy meets this really insane crazy girl, and she basically pulls him like head first into this battle royale and keeps him alive. There's a massive twist at the end. It's really, it's truly horrific. There's a girl character who, I can't give it away, it's so fucked up. So dark, but also so, there's really frilly bits, like you kind of forget that they're bloodlusting after each other, and it's really nice, it's really good. If you like moes, I think they're called, which is like the obsessive love category of like anime, you're gonna really like this one. My next one will tear your heart out and then shit in the hole. It's called Angel Beats. Angel Beats is about a limbo that young people with unfinished business are sent to. Basically it's for them to live out their childhood and their youth and to get rid of all the things that they regret, like do the stuff that they never got to in life because they were like disabled or diseased or they just died too young. It follows a guy named Otanashi, but he doesn't remember his name because he shows up with amnesia because he's a silly bitch, and he instantly gets attacked and teams up with their attackers to make sure they never pass on. So they're basically breaking the rules and trying to defy God. Yeah, it's really interesting. It's got a really good concept. The characters will fuck you up, and it's just, their backstories are really sad but also really fulfilling, and you'll like it. You'll like it. Please, if you're watching any of these, that's probably the starter anime you should start with. Number 5 is called Tokyo ESP, which stands for Extrasensory Power. Tokyo ESP has a fucking excellent concept, and it has really, really good characters. It's about people called espers who have these strange psychic powers, who use them for heroics and sometimes villainy and sometimes just self-protection. But it's about this girl named Rinka as she gets swept up in a sudden outbreak of ESPers. It's one of those animes where the ending is at the beginning and then they go back, and I fucking hate time jumps. You know how much I hate time jumps, but I don't mind it in this. I think it served really well as the story sort of went past, because the ending was really rushed, so I feel as if having it in the beginning really helped with that. Now my next one has a really long confusing title, so I'm probably going to get it wrong, but it is called OConnor Super, God's Blessing on This Wonderful World. I watched this randomly because it was on a anime streaming thing that I use called Anime Lab, not sponsored obviously, but like please, if you could like please. OConnor Super is about this really cringy gamer guy who dies really embarrassingly and is given the chance to reincarnate into this world with his memories, and basically he gets to live out an MMO. Now as he's going to reincarnate, obviously, because who wouldn't, he is given a list of things he can take and he says you can have anything in the room, and he chooses the goddess who is basically helping him reincarnate, and she's like, oh shit, well fuck. And because it's not against the rules, because she said anything in the room, and she's a thing in the room. So she's dragged into this fantasy world, and it's about their adventure, trying to like, I don't know, because he didn't have the advantage that most people do coming into this world with a weapon. So it's about him working his way up the ranks and living and surviving in this new world, and it's really good. It's so lighthearted and funny, and there's a character called Megumin who has only the ability to explode shit. Everyone else has these ranged abilities, but she has one that she's put all of her points into, and it's this massive explosion spell, and it is so funny because she can only use it once and then she's knocked out because she's so tired. It's excellent and I urge you to watch it. Speaking of ridiculous titles, I have my next anime called When Supernatural Battles Become Commonplace. Basically, this group of friends in a middle school, I think it's a middle school, they gain these superpowers, and about them battling each other to sort of gain experience and gain gravitas with all these new powers, and it's about how they deal with them and how they deal with each other. It doesn't really focus on the abilities that they have, it focuses on their interpersonal relationships, and it's really good. It's really good. Number 8. Now this anime is my third latest anime. I watch a lot, and it's by the same people who make Sword Art Online, and it's pretty much the same concept, except they're not in a virtual world, they're in a real world, and they don't know how they got there. There's no nerve gear, there's no nothing. So these people are transported somehow into the world with vague memories of their past lives. And it's about this group of misfits who don't really fit into any guild, making their own guild, and with the help of a leader, becoming better warriors, better players of this game. And it's really good, and the characters, they really fuck you up. Like, I love a story that will make me cry for days. And this story made me cry for days. Literally days. Because there's a character that dies, and I'm not gonna spoil who it was, but they were fucking excellent. And like, I know how in other anime and other TV shows, they kind of mourn for a bit and then get over it, but none of them ever really got over it. You could see how it impacted them, how it impacted their characters, and how it made a difference to their adventure, and how careful they were. But it was excellent. You're gonna really enjoy it. Now, number 9 is Magical Warfare. Magical Warfare is about this huge magical war that's happening in an alternate dimension. In this story, there are 2 Earths. There's the Earth where these magical people live, connected by links to our Earth. And as the story goes, every single person in the real Earth has the ability to go and become magical when they're a child, but then those magical circuits close off when they're adults. Unless you are hit by someone else's magic, which opens up those links and you become a wizard. It's really good if you want something visually stunning with a really good story. It follows an academy that is set up to help people learn about their magic and learn about their battle skills and learn about the past, and excellent. It's excellent. It's fucking excellent. But here's a warning. The ending is fucking confusing and you will hate it. But every single episode up until the last episode is great. It's amazing. The last episode, so confusing. It's so confusing. There's time travel and it's too dumb. Too dumb. Number 10. I'm seeing a pattern. Hang on. Number 10 is called A Certain Scientific Railgun. Maybe I just like really stupid confusing titles. A Certain Scientific Railgun is about espers who live in a city called Academy City. The espers are ranked between 1, not very powerful, and 5, the most powerful. It follows one of the few, I think there's only 6 or 7, level 5 espers named Railgun. So she basically has the ability to control electricity and through that magnetism, and it follows her and her finding about the corruption of the city and fighting other espers who want to challenge her so they can get their rank up. It has an excellent story, it has excellent characters, and I think there's like 2 spin-off shows. There's a certain magical index, which I think maybe came first, but basically there's 3 different sort of aspects of the TV show, and I think if you want to get into a universe, that's probably the best one. Because everyone has these like, the characters are so diverse and the powers are so interesting. Like, you're gonna really like it. Number 11 is called Agoura School Suite. This is the fucking stupidest anime I've ever seen. It's super dumb, but very deep and very sweet. It's about a boarding school for people with superpowers, espers, and how they have to join a single club. One club's an art club, math club, astronomy club, shit like that, like normal school clubs, but they can only be in one. So all these people have to fight in their own respective clubs, and they get better sleeping arrangements, they get better food, they get better activities based on their battle rank. It follows a really pervy main character. It's a girl pervy, so that makes it even more interesting. She's like equal parts lovable and creepy, and that's what I like in a character. I watched it all in a one-night binge, and I don't have any regrets. It follows her journey to fit in with everyone else and her making a club because she doesn't really fit in with any other clubs. My next one, and my last one for this video, is called Acel Worlds. Now, this anime fucked me up. I expected it because it has a main character who's fat and like 3 feet tall to be on like shit on the tiny fat kid. But it wasn't at all. It was like about self-love, and it's also about fighting machines and robots, but like, let's pretend it's really deep. It's by the same makers of Sword Art Online, so it is it's got the nerve links, only they're called something else now. They're the new versions. I haven't watched it in a very long time. There's this program that you can get on this nerve link called Brain Burst, and basically what it does is it speeds up your processing. So it speeds up your processing and slows down time, and if you use it and there's someone else around with the program, you are both entered into a battle that in focus time seems like could be hours and hours, could last hours, but in real life time, since those people are sped up so fast, it only takes a couple seconds, and so time plays a big role in it, and it's really interesting. The main character is this short little stubby fat kid, and he gets a mech with a special ability, obviously a special snowflake mech, duh, and about his journey making friends and many enemies, and him fighting and learning how to fight, and how it translates to the real world. And it's really nice. It's nice. So, if you did like those anime recommendations, leave down in the comments if you've seen the ones that I mentioned, or if you're going to watch the ones that I mentioned. I know I probably didn't do justice to all of those anime, so sorry. But if you did like it, it would mean a lot if you shared the video, and if you liked the video. And maybe you should subscribe for my next anime one. I don't know. Alright, bye guys.